All right. I gotta wait for the fucking thing to start.
Yeah.
And we are live. What is up, everybody?
Mine was better.
It wasn't. Welcome to episode 32 of the Hot Stove Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Nunez, and I'm here for the first time in probably a month and a half with all three of my co-hosts. It's going to be a time right now because we have a pretty big storm rolling through Rochester right now. So we'll see if we can bang this podcast out before I lose internet again. That'll be fun.
Damn straight.
So a couple things going on today. We're going to talk midseason awards in Major League Baseball. Not that I don't think there'll be too much in terms of contentious opinions, but there's a lot of important stuff to talk about. So I think we'll most assuredly get there. We're going to be watching the All-Star game as well as it's happening. And first pitch should be in about 10 minutes, so that'll be fun. And I got some trivia, and that's it. That's all she wrote for the show today. Should be a quick one. Josh has grad school to get to. Like a
I do also. Yeah, for the grad school. What are you thinking about this backdrop? Is
That's
it good?
fine.
Yeah,
it's cool,
fine.
right? It's
Yeah.
fun.
Your class
Who
doesn't
cares?
start until like 9?
Yeah, I have class 9 to 10:45 Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oof.
What
I
school?
like that. What'd you say?
What school are you attending?
Syracuse.
If they're running that late?
Yeah. Actually, the professor's like in Syracuse, and she was on Zoom, and she's like, "So how many of us are on the East Coast?" And there's like 2 of us, and she's like, "All right, so it's late. You know it's late. Like I'm not staying late. We're out by 10:40 every class minute." I'm like, "Damn straight, girl."
Yeah.
Everybody knows I gotta get my 8 hours.
In the fall, the latest our classes go are 9 p.m. I'm in class from 6 to 9, Monday through Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yeah.
All right, so before we get started with our talk about baseball and the season that's happened so far,
Oh,
I do have one trivia question to get to. And let me pull it up. So, for context here, Derek Jeter is third all-time in hits with a single team.
Sucks. Overrated.
Yep, sucks. He's terrible.
Yep.
Give me 1 second because I looked it up earlier and forgot the 2 players that had more hits with the same team than him. Ty Cobb and Hank Aaron. All right, there we go. The only 2 players with more hits with a single team.
There goes my first 2 guesses on whatever this question is. So continue.
So it's not Ty Cobb or Hank Aaron. I want you to tell me. Even though Derek Jeter's third all time in hits with a single team, there have been a few players who have had 3,000 hits with a single team. I want you to tell me the 5 other players who have done it who debuted after 1969.
Did you say Ichiro? Can I guess Ichiro?
Ichiro, not correct.
Okay.
You can guess him, but that would be incorrect. So there are 5 players who debuted after 1969 that aren't Derek Jeter that have 3,000 hits with one team. Basically, this whole time period thing is just to cut Pete Rose off.
Yep.
And Carl Yastrzemski.
Yeah.
So 3,000 hits, one team.
I had a fun time doing this in real time because I'll tell you, I got this trivia question from the Yankees game like a week ago.
Mhm.
And a friend of mine and I were doing this in real time. We got all of them by the time the thing showed up. So.
Wow, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I'm trying,
Miguel Cabrera by the end of next year.
Nope.
By the end of next year, he will.
Not all with one team.
That's a good point. Never mind. By the end of a couple years from now, he might. But no, Miguel Cabrera is not correct.
Damn, dude. See some bums out here.
Robin Yount?
Correct. Robin Yount had
I'm sorry.
3,142 hits with the Brewers.
Who the fuck is Robin Yount?
Get learned, son. He's got 3,000 hits.
I guess.
Robin Yount is one of them.
I think he played too long elsewhere, but I'll guess Paul Molitor.
He is incorrect.
Played too long with another team. Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn is correct.
Cal Ripken?
Cal Ripken is also correct.
Adrian Beltre.
Incorrect.
Help me get there. Just trying to go through the 3,000 hit club in my head.
What if he had it in that? Could he be on a different team now, but had 3,000 with one team?
Yes. Yeah.
Pujols?
No.
No, that is incorrect.
What?
3,000 hits is a lot of hits. Like, that's... He's not even there yet, is he? Did he get to 3,000? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
I did it with... Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, not even close. Not even remotely close. He was on 2 teams for... I'm going to off myself.
Yeah.
It's not my night. I'm looking at
the Which is also why Adrian Beltre was incorrect. You gotta remember, he played 7 years with the Dodgers after starting his career with the Rangers.
George Brett.
George Brett is correct.
And there's one more I'm missing, right?
Yes. That's great TV sound.
They just announced the MVP of the game.
Yeah,
the Wink.
Right. Is that? Oh, Jesse Winker.
Yeah, that's what I put my bet on. Plus 900.
Oh, Craig Biggio.
Craig Biggio is also correct. Good job, Mark. Nobody else played.
No clue.
Yeah. So there are 6 players since 1965 to have 3,000 hits with one team. In order of hits from least to most, it's Craig Biggio, Tony Gwynn, Robin Yount, George Brett, Cal Ripken Jr., and Derek Jeter, who has almost 300 more hits than Cal Ripken.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's trivia for today. Bum.
Can I get a feeler for what are we thinking betting wise in this game right now? You know, who do we think's gonna win?
Let's talk about that for a second. Are there any nice parlays before the game starts?
Parlay? I don't know if I have a parlay, but I just kind of want to put something on it.
Prop bets before the game.
Like I said, I just put something on Winker for MVP of the.
I don't hate that.
And that was plus 900. I kind of want to just take the over 11 and think that this thing is just gonna be a slugfest.
It very well could. Not great weather in Denver tonight. Little windy. It's humid, but
blowing out to right field. No,
so it's the same weather as yesterday.
Yeah, but it's rainier today. It's been raining on and off all day in Denver.
Yeah, I think the bet I'm gonna make is the over 5.5 in the first 5 innings. That's my bet. I think.
I like that.
I think that they get to someone early.
To be fair, Josh, Mark will like every bet that you put up.
That's not true. That's just not true.
I also like the National League to win, but that's on a different note.
Mark, do you like that?
I like the under 5.5 in the first 5 innings. What do you think about that, Mark?
Oh, great bet. No, I don't have any juice on the All-Star game tonight.
All right, we're riding.
Well, I have. Is my Fanduel lineup.
Yes, which I hashtag locked it in with Nunez's Fanduel lineup tonight.
We're going to talk about locking it in a lot, especially with the football season coming up. We're going to hashtag lock it in quite a bit. But my All-Star lineup, I got Ohtani, Tatis, Trey Turner, Jose Ramirez, and Freddie Freeman as the All-Star lineup. Yeah. But in terms of fantasy, we got one more thing to talk about before we get into our main topic of today. Golf's last major of the season is this weekend in the Open Championship over in England, who couldn't secure the Euros because they suck.
Not coming home. It's a shame.
Not coming home. No. It's most assuredly not coming home. But the golfers are coming to England in it. And, yeah, we're going to do FanDuel lineups for the Open Championship this weekend. So who wants to go first?
I got it.
Wow, Mark loves it.
Folks, I'm telling you, this is the winning lineup that I have set today. We'll see what is set by Thursday morning.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, this is horseshit, by the way. You can't say your lineup on the show and then change it by the time the tournament.
No, I'm not going to change it.
All you guys did that for football season. That's why I kept losing.
He had to do it because of fucking injuries, Josh.
Yeah.
That's an
Hey, I set the real... I kept my lineups. So I lost.
No, I'm sticking with this lineup. We got 10,000. I went different strategy. I didn't go like a couple of cheap bums and then a bunch of top guys. I went sort of more middle price range because it's the open and
strategy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it started at 10,000. We got Daniel Berger. Been playing really well as of late.
He's gonna flip up the competition.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. Berger. 9100. We got the little lefty Brian Harmon, also been playing well lately. Doesn't hit the ball super far, but he hits it straight, and that's what matters on a links course.
Brian Harmon looks just like Mo from Impractical Jokers, which means that he also looks just like Mark Rowlands.
See, there it is.
That's why I picked him.
And there it is.
9,700. I got the kid Joaquin Neiman. He's gonna perform in one of these majors. He's bound to perform in a major at some point. He's too good not to. Him and Xander Schauffele. I'm done riding Schauffele, but I'm going to continue to ride Neiman.
I'll ride Schauffele every trip except for this one because he's not in my lineup.
Then I got the 3 Englishmen. That's right. We went 3 Englishmen in the lineup. Matthew Fitzpatrick, Terrell Hatton, Tommy Fleetwood.
Wow.
3 guys.
Englishman is going to take it home. Is it coming home this weekend, Mark?
I think the English are so mad about the fact it didn't come home that it's going to come home.
All right. Come on, England.
Well,
Hit some fucking birdies.
I'll go right after Mark's because after you see that, my lineup's gonna look that much better after hearing Mark's. So that's good. We'll go to mine. We kick off my lineup with the Barstool Boys. We've got Joel Damon, whatever the hell. I will pronounce his name correct at some point.
It's Damon.
Damon. Okay,
Oh.
I will. Yeah, Joel Damon. Just he is a bum. Let's be clear, is a bum, but he's a young kid on tour. Passion.
I don't think he's a young kid either. I think Joel Damon's like 28.
But I think, for the tour? Come on, young kid.
That's kind of young for the tour.
Young kid.
Not really.
Young kid. Anyways, him and Kevin Kisner, highest finish in a major ever, came at the Open in 2018. Kind of hot lately, peaking at the right moment. Maybe it's just a chance. It's just a time. No, not young. But he will have probably 3 loads of dip in his mouth at any given hole. So that's what we'd like to see over in Britain. And then I got, is this guy a Brit? Let me just see real quick. No, I don't think that guy's a Brit. So I'll say, I have Will Zalatoris. That's not who I thought was a Brit. Him making 18 to 21 cuts, performs at majors so far this year. Not the Open or U.S. Open. That was a dookie one. But the other 2 so far, pretty good outings. Victor Hovland. Some point this kid's gonna actually compete in a major. The Masters he kind of had a couple of 2 days.
Some point this kid's gonna compete in a major.
Yeah.
I say it about Joaquin Neiman, and you try to kick me off the call. You say it again about Victor Hovland.
Neiman, yeah, that guy's stinky.
He's made 20 or 21 cuts.
Talking about an American hero here, Victor Hovland.
Victor Hovland's Dutch.
The true American hero. Sorry, you're right. The true American hero I got next is Patrick the Cheat Reed. If he can find a way to give himself an advantage, he'll figure it out there. The Brits don't pay too much attention. He'll figure out. He'll cheat some way. He's down in a 6-foot bunker. He'll back it up a little bit.
If anyone's more staunch about the rules of golf, it's the Brits.
And then I took in my 6th spot the one British guy who actually does have a chance at winning this thing, Rory McIlroy.
He's Northern Irish.
They're all British.
That's part of Great Britain. He is British.
Yep, they're all British.
He is Irish.
Love it.
Well, yeah.
That's my lineup. Lock it in, folks.
Hey, don't steal my fucking phrase,
Lock
asshole.
it in.
No one's allowed.
All right.
God damn it.
Well, I also am riding the young kid, Joaquin Neiman.
Thank you, Austin.
Guys, just good at golf. There's great value at 9.7. I mean, where are you going to get that kind of value? Then I went 2 guys who are going to miss the cut. Adam Long. He's played in 25 events. He's made 12 cuts, but I love how he's played in 25 events. He's ready to go.
Not great, Bob.
The next one has played in 24 events. Matt Jones also sucks at golf. He probably won't make the cut. Don't really care. He's going to be out there playing golf. So that I could save room for my next 3 golfers. My favorite 2 golfers. Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas. Take them every week. Take them every time we do one of these. Spieth hasn't played since the U.S. Open, I believe. Take some time off.
Yeah.
Recuperate. Prepare. Get ready for this event. You know,
to blow it on Sunday.
I think the people who took time off before the British are the people who are going to be the most prepared for it. It's not like any other event they play on the tour, so they got to go out and, you know, prepare. Justin Thomas, you know, he's just the GOAT. Everyone knows it. Hopefully he throws some more slurs on the course.
Wait, where's everybody seeing it not?
I mean, over there, he'll just be talking about how he wants a cigarette. So
I was gonna say,
is the Nazi in the field?
I was gonna say he is in the field, but
he is very much in the field.
This would be the first lineup that we've done
that
in a while that everyone's favorite Nazi has not been selected.
I did take another one in Daniel Berger. Very much German.
Yeah.
Well,
but he's not. I mean, he's not. Yeah. I mean,
I could swap him out here.
Low rate.
It's either the Nazi or my final guy, Dustin Johnson.
Geez, I wonder who you should take there.
Take your pick, Dustin. He's got to come through. Maybe you know what? Maybe I don't know how many fans are going to be at the British. Less fans, the better. Apparently for this guy. Let's hope. Let's hope all the fans get shot or something. They're not allowed to show up because of the whole World Cup or Euro fiasco.
Okay.
Josh, what were you all in about?
Christopher Jackson, this dude rocks, dude. Played George Washington.
All right, turn it down. We're trying to talk.
This guy's sick. I don't know, Mark.
Looks like we're recording a podcast.
That's Mark's.
Oh.
Mark's just enjoying God. I'm sorry, you hate America? You hate America?
I didn't know you guys could hear my TV.
I'm sorry. Go get him, boys.
Okay.
Boys blue.
You want to see the lineup that's actually going to win this weekend?
I already looked at my phone, so.
All right, come to me, okay? All right, so first we've got some guy who's only played two tournaments this year. The young Italian, his name is Guido.
Guido
Migliozzi. Guido Migliozzi.
My new favorite golfer on tour.
Francisco Molinari, ready to fucking take over the world. He's coming to play golf this weekend. All right, next we've got everyone's favorite Mexican. This is an international field here. We went with Abraham Answer at 9,300. I pick him literally every time. He looks cool, and he's good at golf. I also went with the kid that's actually going to perform this weekend in Joaquin Niemann, not that other bum kid that Josh likes. And then I went with, let's see here. I went with the Australian with the mullet, Cameron Smith.
Sick.
Ready to rock and roll with his quote-unquote filthy mullet this weekend. And then I also went with everyone's favorite South African golfer, Louis Oosthuizen, ready to take over the world this weekend. He's going to do it. Bring it home for South Africa.
Do you think the ownership percentage for Jordan Spieth on my roster or Louis Oosthuizen on Nunez's roster is higher?
They're both 100%, so it doesn't matter.
No,
you're right.
He didn't take him in the one that Louis had. He didn't take him in the U.S. Open contest.
I did.
Or there was one. Yeah. And then it was like, oh my God, he's finally leading, and you're like, of course.
Yeah.
Right. The one time I take him out of my lineup, he's leading until 3 holes left on Sunday. And then I also went with one of Austin's favorites, but not the one who's going to choke over the weekend. I went with Justin Thomas.
Hey.
All right. That's our golf lineups.
That's practically the exact first lineup I put together. And then I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing my normal thing. And then I put this one together.
You're not doing the Nunez lineup. Right, because you're not interested in winning like I am. I got it. It makes sense. All right. So
I got nothing for that.
We'll report back in a couple weeks. So I'm going to be on vacation next week, so we're going to have a show in 2 weeks. From now. But in the meantime, the All-Star game is finally about to start. Maybe, who knows? Right? I certainly.
At 9:30.
At some point, we're going to talk midseason awards here. And why don't we start? I mean, there's 3 major awards for each league. Mark insisted we talk about comeback player of the year, so we'll start there.
No, I didn't insist. I just asked if we were doing it.
Well,
and I also
at gunpoint.
Mark, you came up with one for the National League. Who is it? I told you I didn't care because Trey Mancini's going to win it anyways.
Yeah. Nicholas Castellanos.
Coming back from what exactly?
A bad year. It's not just coming back from injury. It's if you have a bad year the year before and then have a good year, you can win it.
It's got passion.
So yeah, I just think like that's probably the best bet to go in the National League thus far.
Do they have? Is that an actual award they give out for both leagues, or do they just give out one?
No, it's both.
Oh right, I forgot because baseball can't ever possibly do like one thing.
Oh no, it has to be
Still
both
gotta
leagues.
treat the sport like it's two separate sports that happen to play together.
Mhm.
Forgot, my bad.
As they should.
Shut up. Okay, let's go with Rookie of the Year here. Who you guys got? I'll actually just tell you who I got for National League Rookie of the Year. It's the guy with the coolest coolest middle name in all of baseball. It's for my favorite team, right? It's Trevor Rogers is my pick for National League Rookie of the Year. Do you guys know that his nickname is Jadaniel?
No,
J apostrophe Daniel.
that guy,
Yes, his name is Trevor Jadaniel Rogers.
the whitest guy on the Marlins. His middle name is Jadaniel.
Yeah, his middle name is Jadaniel.
Interesting.
It makes him extra cool. I actually got to pull up Baseball Reference before I start talking, because otherwise I'm going to sound like an idiot. Does anybody else have a different person?
I also have Trevor Rogers.
Yeah.
That guy's kind of the stuff. Honorable mention, and Nunez is also one of Nunez's guys, Jazz Chisholm.
Yep.
Yeah, the Marlins are really good at evaluating talent. It's just the fact that they decide to sell it off for nothing all the time. You hate to see it. It's not only specifically evaluating pitching talent. Remember the Stallions from a few years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of them's dead. One of them got traded to Arizona. One of them's on the Mets now.
Yep.
Who else was part of that group?
Pablo Lopez, right?
Pablo Lopez is still there. He's only 25 years old, and he's really good.
Yeah.
That's why I say that they got a new version of the Stallions, because now it's Pablo Lopez, Sandy Alcantara, and Trevor Rogers. Oh, they traded Zach Allen to the Diamondbacks for. I forgot did they get Jesus Sanchez in return for that?
Maybe, yeah.
Sounds right.
They got one of their prospects that made their debut this year. No, it was for Jazz Chisholm.
That was for Jazz Chisholm?
I guess so.
Oh, that worked out.
Well, jury's kind of still out there.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's going to work out.
Yeah. So, yeah, Trevor Rogers. Cool. Now, where it gets interesting, I think, is with American League Rookie of the Year. Does anybody have their pick for American League Rookie of the Year?
I got mine. I'll go. The guy who I didn't know.
I didn't really put too much thought into any of these. So
This is the guy that I think none of us, or at least me specifically, didn't know his name when I filled out my ballot for the All-Star game a couple weeks ago. But El Bombi is on my radar. Adolis Garcia of the Rangers. That guy is the stuff. That guy can hit nukes until the cows come home. I like him.
yeah, I mean, he's probably going to win it. Did you know that Randy Rosarena is still is eligible for Rookie of the Year?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, because rookie eligibility means nothing in baseball.
Yeah.
Means less in
I'm telling
basketball.
you, everywhere you look is a rule that's really stupid in this dumb sport.
If I could put a little future bet on it, I might put it on Austin's breakout pitcher of the year, maybe.
I was gonna say I think Casey Mize might take that by the end of the year.
The question, though, with them is that their manager. It's AJ Hinch, right? Is their manager?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
AJ Hinch.
AJ Hinch has explicitly said that they're going to start capping his innings post the All-Star break.
Why? Did he come off a surgery?
That's good. No. They're gonna DeGrom him. His ERA is gonna plummet.
That's true.
So
We
I
love.
don't know if I'd feel comfortable putting money on that.
Oh yeah, no, I would, because now his ERA is gonna be sub 2 by the end of the year. They're gonna DeGrom his ass. Easy money. Let's go.
All right. Well, yeah, that's about it. What's next?
I for the record, I also have Adolis Garcia.
Yeah. Shout out to Adolis Garcia. I mean, I would rather put my money on other Tigers rookie, Akil Baddoo, than on Casey Mize. But
yeah, maybe is Scooble still a rookie?
Tarek Skubal is still a rookie.
He fucking sucks.
He's not as bad as Matt Manning.
Yeah, Matt Manning is one of the worst pitchers.
Matt Manning is disgustingly good. Why don't you shut your fucking mouth?
All right. Well, Josh just turned his video off.
And his mic.
Oh, I'm back. I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Like
that? Loser.
I'm back.
All right. Well, let's talk Cy Young here. The National League is really where it's kind of tricky. It's tricky and it isn't, right? Because it's a foregone conclusion that, assuming health, Jacob deGrom is just going to win it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it would be right to do this without mentioning the season that Kevin Gausman has had, or the season that Brandon Woodruff has had, or the season that Zach Wheeler has had, leading the majors in both innings and strikeouts so far this year.
Or even another guy in Milwaukee, Freddie Peralta.
Oh, yeah.
Freddie Peralta, yeah. Walker Buehler has gone at least, after having some mild innings concerns coming into the year, has gone at least 6 innings in 17 of his 18 starts so far this season.
Yeah.
Walker Buehler, Max Scherzer, the rapist before he,
Whoa.
What?
What are you talking about?
We haven't talked about Trevor Bauer yet.
You mean the abuser?
Alleged.
I
The abuser.
sincerely hope that Trevor Bauer never plays a baseball game again. We were talking about this. I was talking about this with someone not too long ago. Not to diverge, because I really don't want to hang on something that's as vile as that is. But it's kind of, in an ideal world, we'll look back in a few years with the same question mark that you would have with Addison Russell. I remember I was talking to somebody about it not too long ago. I was like, who's that Cubs second baseman who beat his wife? And it took us a while to figure out Addison Russell. Ideally, that's what'll happen with Marcell Ozuna, and that's what'll happen with Trevor Bauer, and we can be done with this and move on. That's it. Oh, same thing with how everybody's going to forget about Felipe Vasquez because he's a pedophile, or hopefully Roberto Ozuna, especially considering he hasn't been signed to a team in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So, maybe don't abuse people. How about that? Don't abuse women, don't touch kids, and I won't have bad things to say about you.
No, I have a different take on this. Don't get caught.
Don't do it at all. And I don't want to get too far into the whole ridiculous scare tactics things that Bauer's camp has gotten into. It's vile shit. He's not really even denying it. I hope he never suits up again. I'll be perfectly fine with it. Anywho, American League Cy Young is where it gets tricky. Legitimately tricky.
Yeah.
For a couple of reasons. One, because every name you could possibly think of has some sort of a to it, Tyler Glasnow might have been the favorite. He's not going to pitch again this year, probably not. Garrett Cole is still the best pitcher in the American League, but then they took the sticky stuff away, and that's been kind of a roller coaster ride.
A little 9-inning shutout.
Yeah, no, he had his best start as a Yankee Saturday. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. Another Shane Bieber will obviously be up there, but will have missed 2+ months by the time he comes back. Carlos Rodon, I think, is probably my pick at the moment, but also has innings concerns in the same way as someone like Trevor Daniel Rogers has moving down the stretch.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Who would your guys' pick be for American League? And don't say Kyle Gibson.
First of all, I didn't, but why?
I don't know, because he's not good. I firmly believe, like, this is going to be my Chris Bassett hill from last year. Until Kyle Gibson continues, because Kyle Gibson also has a larger track record of really not being all that great.
Oh, yeah, not good, but...
So, until he can prove it for me, like, I've given up, and I just believe that Chris Bassett is probably just a good pitcher at this point.
He is.
But...
Cap.
I won't believe it with Kyle Gibson yet. Anyways, who are you guys picking for American League Psyop?
I picked Rodon's teammate, Lance Lynn.
That's another fair one.
Lynn's the only one left with a sub-2 ERA at this point, after Gibson got rocked in his last start.
Here we go. Average ERA enjoyer, Mark. Thinking like the voters.
Lance Lynn's plummeting ERA way under 2 at 1.99.
I'm just saying he does lead the league in ERA. He's got a good strikeout to walk ratio, more strikeouts than innings pitched. Like,
Lance Lynn was.
You're thinking just like the voters. Lance Lynn probably is going to win Cy Young because he'll have the lowest ERA.
I'm going to guess Garrett Cole.
Usually a good stat to go off of. If a guy gives up the least amount of runs as a starting pitcher, that's usually a good thing.
But it's also not a good stat to go off of because so much luck can be poured into that stat. Anyways, I won't get into it. All right. First pitch of the All-Star game's going out right now. We're ready to go. All right. Max Scherzer to the GOAT, Shohei Ohtani. Yeah. So what about you, Josh and Austin?
Yeah, this was a pretty underwhelming one for me. I think just I don't know. I think it's gonna be Cole's award to lose, really. As long as he can maintain decent enough numbers, I think he's just got like kind of the Scherzer appeal of like a guy with such name recognition at this point. As long as he just does what he's supposed to do, they'll give it to him. So, yeah, I'd like Cole. My odds on
still has the so
the what?
Cole still hasn't won one. So
sure,
yeah,
sure,
yeah. I think Cole's going to win it, but I would give my vote to Lance Lynn right now.
That's fair. It's perfectly fair. Lance Lynn is one of the crazier starting pitchers in Major League Baseball in terms of his mental instability, seemingly. So
and the fact that he just refuses to throw breaking balls.
That tracks. Yeah. That's kind of weird. The man had his career breakout at 31 because he just decided, you know what? I'm just going to throw fastballs 100% of the time.
I hate to switch. Am I a boomer here? We're watching the game, so we'll watch along. Am I a boomer that this guy just ripped? Look at this ball that he hits. This is the hardest hit ball in all of baseball. And then it means nothing. Right back up the middle, gun to missile by Vlad Jr. Nothing. Guy's just sitting right there. Pathetic. I hate to switch. Call me a boomer.
I'm not a big fan of shifting in the All-Star game.
Yeah, I mean,
we're trying to win.
Damn it.
I mean,
yes.
I don't know. Like, I feel like a true boomer would say, hit the fucking ball where they aren't shifted.
Yeah, I mean,
but 115 miles an hour up the middle.
Really
why should that be a hit? Why shouldn't the fielders get to play where you hit the ball?
I tend to agree with Austin that a shift is a defensive adjustment just like it is in any other sport. So, you know.
Why are people allowed to sag on Ben Simmons? They should have to guard him at the 3-point line. That's bullshit.
I also like the fact that after I just saw Vlad hit that missile to who's starting first? Who's starting?
Ryan Reynolds, right? Or was it? Oh, it's shortstop.
Tatis.
Oh, it was either Tatis or Adam Frazier. He hit it to whoever. He just walked over and hugged Max Scherzer before he went back to the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think now is where we get to the. Well, it was more interesting about a week ago when it comes to the MVP awards. I don't know what's going to happen, obviously, but I think moving forward, it's probably a 2-horse race in both leagues. I think it's fairly controversial to say that. Just gotta, okay.
So yeah, one I kind of know. Who's the other one in the NL? With with DeGrom. Who's the other?
Tatis.
Oh, okay. No, I've seen DeGrom as the guy in all the betting odds.
Well, Fernando Tatis is currently on a 60 home run, 40 steal pace while hitting 300. So, yeah.
I guess it's all right.
it's fine.
It's going to be interesting to see how. I think that one will be tighter moving down, and I think it'll almost entirely hinge on the Mets' success. I guess.
Yeah.
Like if the Mets blow this division lead, they're not going to make the playoffs otherwise. So I think DeGrom's MVP chances might actually just hinge on the Mets making the playoffs, rightfully so or not. I mean, I don't know if I really agree with that, but obviously I can't disagree with picking Fernando Tatis as the National League MVP. Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I picked Tatis just because I think the Mets are going to blow it.
Not necessarily something I would bet on, but I don't disagree. I would pick Tatis because I think I want to be right in this instance, and the voters would very clearly lean towards the hitter in that case.
So Mark, who catches the Mets? Without the Braves are useless now, right? The Phillies?
No. The Nationals are pretty much the only threat.
I don't think the Braves are useless.
They're not useless.
I think there's enough there where they could catch up to the Mets.
Yeah, they are like it'll be like an league average offense, and I don't know how well that's going to carry with their pitching staff that's been again about league average.
I just think
Will Smith gives up guaranteed a run every time he comes into the game, so they need to make sure they need to make sure that they have a 2-run lead if they want to get into a save situation.
Yeah. But yeah, I think with Albies and Freeman and Austin Riley and Dansby Swanson, I think there's enough pieces in that offense where they can still be solid going down the stretch. I don't think Max Fried is still healthy, right? He didn't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And their new left fielder, Orlando Arcia.
Oh, geez, really?
Former top prospect who's now actually playing well with the Braves so far.
But I don't think Fried is going to stay as bad as he's been. He's been pitching well as of late. I think he's pretty good. I think Charlie Morton is a solid piece in that rotation still. Yeah, I like them to catch the Mets. I don't really love the Nationals to catch the Mets. I think the Nats need to get like more out of their pitching staff that isn't Max Scherzer.
Well, that's kind of impossible when Steven Strasburg exists and Patrick Corbin is dead.
Yeah, like I don't love that bullpen. They've got some decent pieces, but I just and I don't trust the Mets. I've never trusted the Mets. I never will trust the Mets.
Yeah, I think it's a little.
All right, Frank, calm down.
Yeah, I think it's a little hasty to be like, I'll never trust the Mets. That's a little.
Goddamn New York Mets.
It's getting better with Cohen at the helm, but at the same time, it's just they're still the Mets. I mean, they were supposed to win the World Series in 2015, and then Lucas Duda made a throw to home plate. Like,
just remember also that I was corrected on the last time we talked about the 2015 Mets, that the Mets were the wild card team that year. They had the worst record in all the playoffs. They were not expected to win the World Series.
I think more people expected them to win than the Royals.
Oh, that's kind of a moot point, I guess. But
yeah, like I just, I don't know. I'm not a huge believer in the Mets, and that I also think Tatis is just great at baseball and is well deserving of the MVP. It's not like I'm, stealing this away from DeGrom to give it to an undeserving player, but
he's doing some cool twirls with the bat. That's pretty fancy. That's always welcome in an MVP. Being able to twirl the bat.
Yeah, confirm. Mark hates DeGrom. Confirm DeGrom hater.
Yep.
Very false.
Confirmed DeGrom hater. He actually thinks that Nathan Eovaldi is better.
Well, that's just a stone cold fact, but you guys aren't ready for that. No, I was going to say, very nice to see Xander Bogaerts hitting third in the All-Star game lineup. That makes me happy inside.
It probably makes you very upset that Jacob DeGrom was supposed to start the game before he decided to take it off.
No, I was very much looking forward to seeing DeGrom start the All-Star game.
Austin, what are your thoughts?
For me, I feel like DeGrom would need a lot more innings, in my opinion, to have the same impact that Tatis has had on his team in general. So I think Tatis is farther ahead in the MVP race. I just think his overall impact day to day is just way stronger than DeGrom's been. Yeah, if DeGrom stays healthy and gets seven innings every start, that the rest of the way, that's obviously a different story. But for the most part, the injuries have been holding him back from being as influential.
Well, and we already know that Josh is going to pick DeGrom because he didn't know that Tatis existed until today. So
Yeah, you know I'm anti-Tatis, as you well know.
For no reason. You're anti-fun. I understand.
I just thought Ohtani's glove is Asics.
Yeah. You know, I mean, Max Muncy, now that's a baseball player right there. That's the star.
Yeah, big Max Muncy guy. He's probably also a big fan of Matt Olson to win AL MVP.
I took Matt Olson to win the Derby last night per one of the hot stove lock it ins.
Wasn't mine.
Austin had me locking it in. Pathetic.
To be fair, honestly, mine also didn't go well, but it was not mine.
Honestly, like the Derby, I don't know how I didn't realize this before last night, but it's so decided by the pitcher. It's not even funny. It's like some people's pitchers are whipping out pitches over and over and over again. Some people are just lackadaisical throwing balls. Ohtani's pitcher couldn't throw a strike.
Yeah.
Dave Joust is the best pitcher in the history of the home run derby. I mean, did you see like the K zone of where for Pete Alonso? They're all in the same spot. It was amazing.
Also, the problem with now the new instead of the outs rule in the home run derby and stuff, you just throw as many balls as humanly possible. Throw 150 balls in 4 minutes, and I'll try and hit as many as possible. Yeah. That's all that matters. I mean, gone is like taking your time and just throwing a good pitch. It doesn't matter.
Here is the boomer argument.
No. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying just speed them in. Like, in
I
terms
would go
of
back
strategy.
to outs in a heartbeat. I would go back to outs.
I would
I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like the outs.
I think it's better viewership, too, because everyone was complaining all last night that they could not get a distance tracker. We wouldn't have to worry about it if the hitter was allowed to watch their home runs.
Yeah.
But they weren't.
I prefer the time limit. It builds suspense more, especially if it's close. Yeah.
That's fair.
I just think Matt Olson, much better home run hitter than Trey Mancini, got robbed. That's all I'm saying.
He got robbed because he hit less home runs?
Because he hit 60% of his balls out, and Mancini hit 41% of his balls out, and Mancini won.
Well, yeah, he hit more home runs. It's kind of the. It's not.
Yeah, but it's not the that's not the point of the whole thing though. Just because his pitcher's an old man who couldn't throw the ball out. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Is it weak? I'm trying to determine if it's weak or not for these fans to give Arenado the love and affection that they do.
What?
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know if it's weak or not. Even last night when he was cheering on Trevor Story and they were all like, yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. Seems kind of weak to me. Not weak.
They traded him.
Yeah.
Big fan of hating everyone that doesn't play for your team, Josh Boheim.
I just don't
Joey Votto got traded, and you were at Great American Ballpark for his first game back. Would you boo him?
Yes, he would.
Come on, Mark. I don't know. Yeah, it's okay to do with some people, right? Like Chapman, I could be like, yeah, I'll boo Chapman. Who cares? But then you're like,
Chapman, I'll boo the shit out of him.
Aroldis, yeah.
He held a gun up to his wife's head. Like, yeah, you should boo. Yankees fans should boo him every game.
Yeah. You know, we talked about the whole Trevor Bauer thing. I'm blown away that we haven't done the same thing with Aroldis Chapman. But hey, I guess when you can throw a ball 103 miles an hour in 2014, you get to stick around.
Yeah, he was, Damn, I often think about that too. He was just like the first test tube baby for velocity, and like, I don't know. You get grandfathered in.
They just really love the domestic abusers.
Yeah, they do.
Why don't they just sign Roberto Osuna?
I thought for sure they would. I drafted Roberto Osuna in the draft, if you remember. And you're like, he doesn't even play for a team, right? And I was like, oh, he's rated so high. You're like, he's not on a roster. I'm like, he'll be back. Yeah. People don't care about that. Well, they're
not back.
American League MVP is gonna be really fun because I think It's going to come down to a couple things, and there are like a couple really dumb things. It's going to come down to the X factors in the American League MVP race are Shohei Ohtani's health and Vlad Guerrero's ability to hit for the Triple Crown. I think I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Because I think that's basically the thing that could swing it either way. If both of them remain healthy and Shohei Ohtani doesn't fall off a cliff, he's well deserving of winning MVP. But if that happens and Vlad is still able to win the Triple Crown, then obviously he wins the MVP.
I don't think he does.
You don't think he does?
Wins the Triple Crown?
No, I don't think the writers vote for him.
But
Mark, can I get some of
Ohtani
that?
stays healthy.
Can I get some of whatever you're smoking? Because I won't. God damn.
No, because I just think if Ohtani stays healthy, no one would vote against it.
Yeah, you're right, bro. Triple Crown only comes around once every year.
Baseball writers.
I'm not saying
baseball writers loving young immigrants coming over and dominating their sport. Definitely gonna vote for that guy no matter what. You know, baseball.
I mean, that's been baseball for 70 years, Stephen A. Smith. Like, no, it's nothing. Like, I'm not saying Vlad wouldn't deserve it. I'm just saying I don't think the writers will swing that way, because if Ohtani throws 150 innings and hits 45 home runs, I mean, how are they going to vote against that?
I actually agree with Mark. I was going to say I think that Vladdy could win Triple Crown and lose the MVP. If Ohtani finishes with a sub-3 ERA and 50 home runs, he'll win MVP.
How has it happened before? Who got robbed?
Ted Williams won 2 Triple Crowns and didn't win MVP in either of those seasons.
To who?
In 1940,
because that's how baseball was back then.
In 1941, or no, I don't think he won the Triple Crown 41, but that was the year he hit 406.
I'll look it up right now.
Pre the war?
Yeah. The year he hit 406, he lost to Joe DiMaggio because it was the same year DiMaggio had the hit streak, and people thought that was more impressive than hitting 400.
Yeah, no, he didn't have the Triple Crown in 1941.
Yeah, but he
42 and 47.
Yeah, really? and lost MVP both times too.
I think bastard.
I think DiMaggio again and
1940
Joe Gordon
was Joe Gordon.
Joe Gordon, yeah.
You tell me he stayed back and
47 was DiMaggio,
yeah.
He stayed back and dominated a bunch of bums while the true patriots were out there fighting for the rights of the American people.
Well, no.
Ted Williams did 2 tours. He did a tour in World War II and Korea. He's one of the great fighter pilots the U.S. has ever seen. He was John Glenn's wingman.
I was just about to say Ted Williams did serve in the military for 3 years.
You tell me I shouldn't call him a commie. He actively fought against Bernard Weisberger's grandparents.
For the Triple Crown. He won the year beforehand. He won in 1946 and then followed it up with a Triple Crown in 47 and lost.
Yes.
To Joe DiMaggio, who let's look at stats here. Hit 12 less home runs, 17 less RBI, 28 less runs.
What was Theodore's longest hit streak?
And here's something. Ted Williams hit 343 with a 499 on base percentage. Joe DiMaggio hit 315 with a 391 on base percentage, and won the MVP.
People didn't like advanced stats back then. They didn't care about your safety.
Those aren't advanced.
Those were the
batting average.
Ted Williams doubled Joe DiMaggio's WAR that season.
Corbin Burns.
It's unreal.
Corbin Burns.
The National League is really going in and changing pitchers every inning. It's kind of baller.
It is fun. I mean, honestly, I always thought about that. I'm like, why does the starter get like 3 innings? I go, that means somebody's just not going to pitch. Yeah. Like, there's probably just so many pitchers.
I mean, there are already pitchers who aren't going to pitch.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Just bump.
But yeah, I mean, if I were the manager of one of these teams, I'd be changing my pitcher every inning. Why not?
Yeah. I'd take Burns out right now after that display.
Mr. Strikeout to walked the first batter on 4 pitches.
You guys are ahead of me, so you probably just seen something happen that I didn't.
No, it's really honestly it was the it's not even.
All right. Well, no, I think you make a good point. A good point about Ohtani. I just, I think regression is going to hit one of the two of them, and the one who it doesn't hit is going to win MVP. Basically.
I think that's a very fair point.
Now, I think it's fair to expect both of them to regress, which what's funny? I didn't really ever think about the home run derby curse or the all-star curse until today in like a statistical way. So if you look back at all of the participants in the home run derby's history.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the stat today. Their second half numbers are down a little bit. It's about a 12-point batting average drop, a 4-point on base percentage drop, and something like a 50-60 point OPS or slugging percentage drop.
Derby participants.
Derby participants in the second half of the season. But it is those numbers, the second half numbers are identical virtually. Same exact batting average, like I think a 1 point lower in on base percentage and like 10 points in slugging percentage lower than their previous season's numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Which means to say that I never really thought about the fact that the reason why some people think, or the reason why this farcical curse is a thing, is because odds are, when you think about it, people who are selected to the All-Star game or the Home Run Derby are probably just playing above their heads a little bit. Yeah. So you can see the whatever people call the home run curse is probably just a little bit of regression to the mean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I for some reason I had never thought about that until this morning when I heard it on a podcast that I was listening to. So I thought it was interesting to bring up.
Yeah, the home run derby curse I've always thought was a little ridiculous. It's like, people.
I mean, it's ridiculous, and some people have talked about how it's affected them.
Yeah, for sure. There are some examples, but.
Did you see what Juan Soto said last night?
No.
By the way,
no.
Before he started, he said, he's like, a lot of people talk about it breaking their swings, but I'm kind of hoping that the Derby can fix mine because I've been hitting too many ground balls this year.
Yeah. And he changed his stance last night. He was much more upright than he normally is.
Yeah. So, it was cool.
Is Salvador Perez wearing like sweatpants? What the hell? These are baggy as hell. This dude's just chilling up here. He's like, I'm an all-star, but I'm gonna be relaxed, dog.
Also, Salvador Perez seems like one of the coolest guys on the planet. I saw his interview last night on the home run.
Very cool human.
Yeah.
I feel like catchers in general are kind of just chill vibes. They're just sitting back there all day. Just gotta catch.
You're right.
His
pants are pretty baggy.
Right?
Yeah, very.
Oh.
Shout out to Salvador Perez, by the way, going out and hitting like 28 home runs after Pete Alonso just.
I felt so bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Were you on the show yesterday, Mark, when they were talking about Pete Alonso being a power hitter or like the best power hitter in baseball? I saw the tweet from the Man-Child show.
I was not on the show yesterday. No,
okay.
I'll be on tomorrow again. But
Gotcha. Yeah, they were talking
I think
about
it's a difficult discussion to have because I think in terms of Pete Alonso, in terms of raw power, is pretty clearly not one of the best in baseball because that's just a numbers game. Like there are numbers to tell you what raw power is, and he's not. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's good. He's well above league average, but he's not in the echelon of the Stantons and the Judges and the Joey Gallos and the Miguel Sano's and
Vladdy.
Right, and those kind of guys. I'm not kidding when I say Miguel Sano is like top 5 in all sorts of raw power metrics. He just can't.
Oh yeah, he is.
Life. But where I do think Pete Alonso is special, and the reason that I would say he's probably top 5 in terms of power hitters in baseball is because of how he maximizes what might be a not elite skill set.
Mm-hmm.
With his swing, his approach to the plate, all that kind of stuff. So I do think there's certainly an argument to be made. I wouldn't agree with it. There are other guys that I might choose over him, but I don't think it's particularly crazy to say that he's like the best power hitter in baseball or something like that.
Do you think that if Miguel Sano, like this year, was in the home run derby, do you think he would whiff I think he would whiff at least one.
Yes,
No,
I'm actually
no,
certain he would whiff at
no.
least once.
For what?
No.
Just once. I'm not saying all the time.
Yeah.
I'm saying like he might actually whiff one time.
Austin, care to explain why he wouldn't?
He's getting thrown batting practice.
Yeah, it's Miguel Sano.
Oh my gosh.
To be fair to Miguel Sano, Joey Gallo
I mean-
whiffed yesterday.
Miguel Sano swings and misses a hell of a lot more than Joey Gallo does.
Well, I don't know if it's a hell of a lot more. Let's take to their Fangraphs pages. Somebody want to vamp while I'm looking this up?
Yeah, I could vamp. As a guy who's had Miguel Sano for the last 2 years in fantasy, he will bat 137, but he will hit 35 home runs in a year.
Yeah, he's
That
not.
dude, all he does is jack. All he does. If he
Yeah.
hits, it's a home run. You gotta respect that.
Joey Gallo is not helping me out here.
No. Beat that out, Teoscar. Teoscar, run! Andre,
Yeah.
Andre.
Teoscar.
Teoscar. Who's to say?
It's Teoscar. It's just Oscar with a T in front of it.
That's
I don't know.
pronounced
Why are you
Hey.
saying it like that? Teoscar?
Teoscar.
Oh, it's I thought it was pronounced Teoscar.
No, it's Oscar. It's actually pretty
Okay.
simple. Well, I can't find the Swift percentages here. That's literally all I want.
Well,
Fangraphs is not helping. Whiff rate. I need whiff rate. Let's see what Baseball Savant has. Baseball Savant has to have whiff rate on it, right? I mean, it's even more ridiculous than Fangraphs.
true. Well, folks, I'm gonna peace out really here. I know the show's probably on its last legs here, but I'm
Yep.
gonna
Yeah.
peace out.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, folks. Smash the like, touch yourself.
Joey Gallo's in the second percentile,
Touch yourself.
by the way.
That's it.
See ya.
You hear me?
Second percentile. Oh, that's not great.
Second percentile. I mean, I don't imagine that Miguel Sano is much higher. But let me see.
Yeah, I'm looking for it now. He's also in the second percentile.
The percentiles are just listed on their Baseball Savant page. I just wanted more concrete numbers.
They do it like by pitch.
Yeah.
But they don't do it
And
total.
look at it by pitch.
Miguel Sano whiffs on 55% of breaking balls.
That's really crazy, actually.
That's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, I got to see what Gallows are now.
Oh, I see whiff rate now.
He's 54% on off-speed pitches, so like change-ups. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah. Not great, Bob.
Yeah, I thought Joey Gallo got that whiff rate down a lot lower.
No, I mean, he's still got a 30% strikeout rate this season.
Yeah.
To be fair to him, it is a career high. Or
Career low.
Career best, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, and so is his walk rate.
Yeah. Let's see here. Joey Gallo has a whiff percentage 6 points higher than Miguel Sano on fastballs. Miguel Sano has a whiff rate 10 points higher on breaking balls. And Joey Gallo has a whiff rate 6 points higher on off-speed pitches.
Yeah, so like I said, Joey Gallo swings and misses a hell of a lot more than Miguel Sano.
Well, not a hell of a lot more. Remember, Miguel Sano has a 10-point increase on breaking balls.
It's also the opposite of the take I originally gave.
That's fair. They probably rate about similar. Obviously, they're in the same.
Yeah,
range, so they probably have similar swinging strike rates. No, regardless, not very good. Either of them. Did you see Did you just get this report that Kawhi had a torn ACL?
No.
He had a partial tear in his ACL. That's why he was out the last round.
So I can finally stop hearing these losers go, "Oh wow, if he was a man at all, he would be playing in Game 6."
Yeah, no, I mean you're still going to hear that. To be fair, but the American League's also doing it. Lance Lynn is here in the bottom of the second.
It's my Cy Young.
All right, give me 1 second. I got to respond to this text, and then we'll probably skedaddle here on this episode. Dead air. Nice.
Yeah,
anyway.
we love it. We love it. There's nothing quite like dead air.
Let's see. We'll be back in a couple weeks, I guess, to talk about the NBA Finals, because they'll have wrapped up by the time. I mean, probably by the time we would have done a show next week. But again, I will be on vacation, so our next show will be 2 weeks from now, which will be July 28th is when that episode comes out. In the meantime, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Hot Stove Pod. That's at Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. Here on the YouTube side, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the notification bell so you know when we post new stuff, and leave a comment if you feel like commenting, or just text me if you're angry about something I said. It happens pretty often.
Yep.
Other than that, for all of us here at Hot Stove, even the one that had to leave because he's in grad school, and apparently Josh's classes start at 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is...
Are we sure Josh isn't a gigolo?
I'm not certain.
You can never be so sure,
Just throwing it out there.
You can never be so sure that Josh isn't Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo in real life.
Oh, dude. That's a actor we shouldn't be bringing up on this podcast. The anti-vaxxer Rob Schneider.
That's true. Go get vaccinated, everybody. Don't be like Rob Schneider.
Please, for the love of God, don't be anything like Rob Schneider. Don't make the same acting choices.
Don't do anything like Rob Schneider would, and you'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for the show. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.